This is a really fun, playful skill that I know by the name Revolving Door. I've also heard the name Infinity Flips or Infinity Dives. It begins with a hip key, and from there you are going to be going vertical to allow your tail to fall from your left side to your right side, returning to your hip key position and passing the tail overhead. From there, the top leg threads through the space, passing between the arm and the pole, and maintaining tension on the tail, you can release and return to where you started, re-threading the top leg through, powering through the legs. The legs are really the key to the motion here, and you can just continue on as many times as you want. I'm also showing a way to sit up a little bit higher for the dive. Forgive how much it's swinging. That is kind of a side effect of the dives in this skill. Normally I really try to minimize the swinging, but things get a little more wild in this one. So let's slow it down and break it down and take a closer look. So start with your hip key, and if you've been striving for a stronger and more technical hip key, I do have an online course on hip key and inversion technique and how they are related. So just an FYI. For this first transition, you're putting both hands on the pole and letting the lower body go vertical. And this is where it's really important to squeeze the legs together. I'm also crossing my ankles to make sure that I do not lose the fabric, letting it slip down toward my feet. When you return to your hip key position, it's important to note that this hitch is not very supportive. I immediately grab and fold, so I'm pulling down tension on that tail and crossing my top leg over as I fold in half to make things more secure. It's not as secure as a thigh hitch. So when I am releasing the tension of the tail to pass it over my head, I am kept secure by the body position, so the top leg crossing over and the fold at the hips. I grab the tail really close to my body and keep my elbow bent. You don't want a long arm and a lot of tail here. The next transition is to pass the top leg through that space between arm and pole. And that's going to orient your body more toward the ground, and you'll see my right elbow still bent close to my side when I release. Every time that you want to dive, you pass the top leg through again. And notice that my legs are really straight and strong and engaged when I do that dive. This is really helpful for bringing power into the dive and allowing me to complete that rotation so that I'm all the way upright with ease and I don't end up kind of getting stuck down below. Here is just a nice little option you can include if you like, sitting up a little bit higher on your wrap, reaching your left hand nice and high, and it just gives you a little bit more drama on your way down. And it does put you right back where you started, so you would have to set it again if you wanted to start up high again. Whereas when you're just doing the regular revolving door, it will put you back in place, in the right place, repeatedly. So I hope that this is helpful for you and you have a lot of fun with this skill.